Hello, I am Elias. Jovan and I are presenting to you the Oneramp implementation of the Fiat Connect specification. So we have included the postman and also the scripts that you have to run within the code base, within the documentation. First, you have to be able to create your API keys from the Oneramp dashboard, and this is pretty straightforward. In the Oneramp dashboard, you copy your secret key and your API webhook key, and you will include that within the postman. So next, you have to also be able to sign with Ethereum, and we have included the sign with Ethereum script and the code spaces where the code is, and you can just be able to run it within your browser. Okay, so first, sign in with Ethereum. To do that, we shall open this script in code spaces and sign it in. So I already have it here. Okay, I have to change these nouns, and I could just generate a random nouns. So these random nouns should suffice. Okay, yeah, then I sign that in node. This gives me a message that I will request my wallet to sign, and to do that I do it from here. So this is the AlphaJoy Solo scan, and yeah, so I input the message I intend the wallet to sign. So after I sign, it gives me the message signature. Within the postman that you're going to open from here, I will include that. So within the auth, I'll include my message signature here, and I will also get this message from this script. So it's basically this message in a serialized format. Okay, that should be enough, and I will sign. So this shows that the signing was successful. Then next, you are required to create a fiat account. We are mainly supporting mobile money transactions, so the fiat account you're going to create is of type mobile money, and we also have multiple countries supported and multiple operators supported. But to create a fiat account, you need the secret key from here. So you could as well just add it in. So you could add your secret key. I already have mine added. That's the secret key that you generate from here, and you can as well add your webhook secret. Yeah, we are going to use the webhook as well, so you could add your webhook secret. You get that from here, and you can always generate a new webhook secret and change it. Okay, so to create the fiat account, the authorization, we're using bearer token authorization, passing in our secret, and so we pass in here a phone number, mobile money phone number transactions. So yeah, let me use that, and when I create a new account, it gives me that account ID. So this account ID is going to be useful when I'm transferring in or transferring out. Okay, to transfer in, that is to Oneramp, you get the quote. Maybe you intend to Oneramp an amount worth, let's say you intend to Oneramp an amount worth 1,700 Ugandan shillings. So you get the quote. The quote gives you the quote ID, this that we are going to use. So in the transfer in, we shall put in our fiat ID, that this is the fiat ID, and we shall put in the quote ID. So this quote ID has all all the details of the quote, the amount I intend, and the rest. Okay, so put that in here. The other thing is that it takes in an indemnity key, so you're not able to run the transaction several times because it has to just only run once, and that's a random string. So we could just generate an indemnity key here. Okay, and this is a protected endpoint. It has to be authorized with the secret that we got from the dashboard. Okay, so you create a transfer request. The transfer has started. You can monitor the status of the transaction here. So get the status of the transaction, and it will, so this is of type transfer in, transfer has started, and all the other details. So I'll copy this, and we use webhooks to see if the transaction has been fulfilled. So a webhook basically runs every after a given period of time. It runs and it calls the endpoint to see if the transaction has been fulfilled. So we have our payload is going to include that information, and this is the event type is transfer in. Yeah, you authorize this using the webhook secret, and the headers, it takes in a fiat connect signature. To get this fiat connect signature, we shall get this information, so the entire information, and within our script, so we generated a script that you must be able to access. You put in that that given information here to generate the signature. So let me just beautify that. Okay, so you put in that here and you run the script to get you the signature. Okay, so this is the status of the transaction at the moment. We have received the request of the transaction. So this is the phone number that I had created, and this is the amount. So it was 1,700. This is 1,699, which is about 1,700. So once I confirm this transaction, then when the webhook queries, it's going to notify them that the transaction has been complete. So yes, the transaction has been complete. And similarly, when it comes to transfer out, let's say a user wants to transfer out 0.3. Also, one more thing is that everything happens in real time, so your dashboard is updated as well. So this was the amount, 1,600, and you receive the transactions in your dashboard, and you see how the transactions are happening. Okay, so let's say I want to off-ramp 0.3 or 0.45. That's the amount I intend to off-ramp. This is not really a protected endpoint, but yeah, you could run it with your secret. It's a global parameter. So you run that with 0.5. This is how much you'll be receiving, 1,693, and this is the quote ID. So I'll get this information, and in my transfer out endpoint, put in the quote ID also, and get my fiat account ID, this one, and put it here. Okay, so the indemnity key, I also have to change this, or I could just randomly use that. So let me use this. Okay, the authorization, you have to authorize it with the secret. Okay, then you run that. So the transfer has started, and we get the transfer status. And then we shall use the webhook to always query what the status of the transaction is. So the same process. So this transaction status is going to be our payload, and the authorization is with the webhook, and we have to get the signature. So to get the signature, this event type is transfer out, because this is off ramping. And yeah, so copy this, run it here so that we can get our signature. So we shall put that signature as one of the headers. Okay. So the transaction has started. This is transfer out, and yeah. Now we have to send the funds to the address, and then once we send the funds to the address, the transfer status has to be updated. And then once the admin confirms that they have actually received the cryptocurrency, then the funds have to be the transfer status will be updated. So this is the address we're going to send to, and we get this, and we are sending to this address 0.45. Okay, so once this transaction is successful, yes, so the transaction is successful, the status of the transaction is also going to change to so okay, then I'll run it again. So transfer received crypto funds, so the funds have been received, and that's why this status has been changed. And yeah, so this is the account that called the transaction. These are the funds. And then once the admin has notified that, okay, I've been able to off ramp this successfully, that is done, they call this again. And when the webhook calls this again, it's going to notify that transaction complete. So those are the endpoints we have worked on. We also have the clock endpoint, and you're able to call it and get the clock. We also have the authentication endpoint that you're able to use. And yeah, so this is what we have. And thank you very much, and we welcome any feedback.